Hi, it's Dr. Christy Garner. Happy summer. I wanted to make a little video and share with you 3 of the ways that I'm supporting myself in the hopes that they might be helpful for you during summer. So one of the first things I want to start with is just to not assume that with a little bit more time for vacation or a little bit more spaciousness in our days, that urges and behaviors will necessarily get better. For some people that might be the case, especially if the demands of work or the stress of school is a trigger for you. Some people, behaviors might get better when you have a little bit of a break from that. But for myself and a lot of people I know, when I have more spaciousness in my day and I'm out of my routine, I actually find the opposite. I find that my urges get louder and my behaviors become more intense. So I just wanted to share that with you in case you're feeling that. It's totally okay. For a lot of us, actually a bit of routine and structure is really helpful for our nervous systems. So that's one of the first things I want to share with you is that especially when you have a little bit more space in your day, it's really helpful to create some structure for yourself. And it can be really simple. It can be as simple as, maybe putting in structure for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, the times that's going to happen, and bedtime. That's probably, if I was going to say one thing to structure that'd be helpful, it would be bedtime. I know for myself, when I am not getting enough sleep, that is when I get the most picky-pulley-bitey by far. If I stay up past 10:30, I actually know that I'm just setting myself up for my urges to flare and my behaviors to creep in. And so I set a little alarm on my phone that at 10 o'clock, no matter what's going on, I start getting ready for bed. So whatever that time is for you, a little bit of structure and rhythm to your day, you might find to be helpful to help your urges be a little quieter during this time. The second thing I want to share is just this permission to be able to do whatever we need to do to have our quality of life, to level the playing field. So one of the perspectives I want to share is that, if we had asthma, for example, we would not feel any shame about using an inhaler. If we had diabetes, we would not feel bad about using insulin. And I want to encourage you that the same exact thought process applies to us. These behaviors are a medical condition, no different than the other 2 examples I just gave. It's not a weakness of personality. It's not a weakness of discipline. It's not, if we just tried harder, if we wanted it more, we could control these behaviors. So with that same gentleness and compassion, I want to invite you to do whatever it takes to be able to level the playing field so that you don't have to feel embarrassed. You don't have to have conversations you don't want to have. We're all at different places about how much we want to share about our condition, and that's okay. Just like, we don't have to go around and market whatever medical condition we have, if it was diabetes or cancer or heart disease. This behavior is no different. So just with that gentleness, I just want to then share with you some of the ways that I helped myself, and I continue to help myself, to level the playing field and be able to feel really good during summer. Because summer for me has been a time where I felt really vulnerable. It's a time where a lot of people show the most skin. It's the time of pool parties. It's the time, of all these places where I felt like I was always afraid of, it showing or exposing my behaviors. And so some of the go-tos for me are, for my pulling, hats. It's so simple, but this is my favorite gardening hat. I think I even already filmed a video in it. I wear it all the time. There's now really cute swim caps that you can wear that actually coordinate with your suits. I often wear an athletic hat in the summertime. When I was under a full wig, I didn't want to wear my wig to the pool because I didn't want chlorine or anything to mess up my wig, because wigs are really expensive. And so hats were my go-to, or bandanas. And one of the ways that I've explained it, because I've had people come up, they've noticed, why are you always wearing a hat, or why do you wear a hat in the pool, or whatever it is. And one of the simplest ways that I've explained it is I just say, hey, I have a medical condition and I don't want to get too much sun on my scalp. And you could just leave it at that. It's nobody's business, you know, and it's true. When we have bald spots, we're more prone to burning. And so just give yourself permission to, you can share what you share, but you deserve to have a wonderful summer. You can go in the pool with whatever makes you feel comfortable and good. For covering up my bald patches when I was out of the pool, you know, this is also the time of like going to the amusement parks and winds and convertibles and all these things, right? Where like our hairstyling doesn't necessarily hold. And so I use hair fibers. This is just one brand, but there's lots of different brands. And one other really neat product that came out that's helped me so much is it's a hair thickener product, and it actually sprays a color. So I find that these hair fibers are great for bald spots, but for me, and maybe for some of you who've pulled for so many years, my hair in the regrowth areas comes back totally white. It doesn't have any pigment at all. And the hair fibers don't actually cover up those white hairs, but this does. So in those areas, like I have the entire like middle of my head and then underneath where my big pull areas, it comes in all white. And so this has really been such an amazing, new way to be able to give color to some of those spots. And that way I don't have to worry, you know, if I pull my hair up in a ponytail or if it blows around, I just can have comfort that there aren't going to be any bald spots or white spots that show through. For skin picking, I often wear longer sleeves and also pants, just like light linen pants or really light tops. But when I do want to expose my skin, I use something called airbrush legs. There's lots of different like CC creams and different things, but just to even out some of the skin tone. I have a lot of scars from so many years of picking, and so that's something that I use. And again, I think it's beautiful all along the spectrum. You know, I'm not saying that any of us have to use any of these products. Some of us are actually quite comfortable like rocking our bald spots and proud of our scars, and that's beautiful. And I also want to say it's also okay if you don't feel comfortable with that, and you can use whatever you need to use, again, to level the playing field. So I want to offer those handful of suggestions for you. And the third way to support yourself is in the routine and the structure of your day, schedule in some time to move your body. You know, when we have a routine, you know, whether it's going to school or going to work, there's inherent some movement in that, you know, getting up, getting ready, going to work or school, walking to classes, going to lunch, you know, there's this movement, and our body needs that movement, especially those of us with sensitive nervous systems. We need some stimulation. So scheduling some time just to get outside is amazing. If you can't get outside and you're inside, many of you know I'm a fan of wiggle breaks. And so setting an alarm every 20 minutes just to shake out your body and move your body is really going to help in keeping your nervous system balanced and to help lower your urges. And in these warm summer months, it's extra credit if you can go outside and touch with your bare feet grass, sand, or unfinished concrete, because then you're going to get the benefits of earthing, of grounding your body. And you can learn lots more about that. But in general, earthing or touching, grounding your system helps to lower inflammation, helps to lower stress, helps improve focus. It's just this amazing way to instantly calm your nervous system. And so I offer that as a third way to support yourself during the summer. So I hope that's helpful. Just wanted to reach out and stay connected and let you know that our community is here to support you and sending you lots of love. Talk to you soon.